Cock FM Radio. It's all about you.
All right. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Closing Look on Cock FM, where we're going to be dissecting some of the critical issues affecting us as a people. And yes, today we're going to be discussing the continued shutdown of commercial banks here in Sagamu. I'm joined by Adepeju and Tola, my two friends here in the studio. But before we look at this issue critically, please, we're going to go for a short break. I'll be right back.
Cock FM Radio. It's all about you. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, we're going to be looking at the continued shutdown of commercial banks in Sagamu. It's been well over 48 days that commercial bank operations have, been closed in Sagamu. And as a backdrop, this occurred as a result of the violent protests that happened during the cash crunch and the new naira notes scarcity. Some youths ill-advisedly protested, and in the process they destroyed some of the properties belonging to some of these banks, and this warranted the closure of some of these banks. Now we're going to be looking at the adverse effects this closure is having on the people of Sagamu, who are apparently distraught and who are not happy about this development. Let me start from you, Adepeju. What do you make of this whole situation? Is it an ideal situation? What do you make of it as a Sagamu resident?
I mean, as a Sagamu resident, these are hard times for us, but I feel like we're definitely bearing the brunt of our actions. We have to bear the consequence of our actions in whatever way. I mean, the banks are trying to be on the safe side and not open up to this violence again. It might still come up when they try to open up again, and we're trying to be on the safe side. Nobody wants to lose as a business, as a commercial organization. So as a person, it's hard for me. I mean, getting cash and the POS giving us ridiculous prices as charges. But I mean, it is what it is. The youths, they didn't do well. So I feel like we should bear the consequence of our actions.
No, when you said the youths didn't do well, don't you? Are you not putting into consideration the fact that that time we were frustrated? Some of the youths were frustrated, and it was not.
There are better ways to put out your anger. I mean, if you're angry now, would you break the TV in your sitting room because you are angry?
No, we are the youths of today. We are
we're the leaders
the Gen
of
Z,
tomorrow.
we don't
and
have time.
That is why we should do better.
You understand?
That is why we should do better, because we are the youths of tomorrow. We are the leaders of tomorrow. We should do better. There are some things that could be carried out without destroying properties and lives. I mean, this did not only happen in Sagamu, but we're talking based on the fact that we're Sagamu residents and we are facing these troubles and this, hula baloo of the cash crunch.
But for context, the destruction also happened in some places in Abeokuta, that's the capital of the state. I know.
I'm sure it can't be as ridiculous as it was in Sagamu.
Maybe not ridiculous, but it did happen, and the banks were not closed. Tola, what do you make of this whole situation?
She actually said we need to bear the consequences of our action, but however the case may be, we need to remember that this Sagamu is not only inhabited by indigenes of Sagamu. So someone like me, I don't base in Sagamu. I come and I go. So Sagamu youth protested, they vandalized properties, banks shut down, continuous shutdown. It's affecting not only the indigenes, as in the indigenes rather, but other people coming into Sagamu to engage in their daily activities. It's also affecting them. So I would say the government should please put in place the supposed measures in terms of security and the likes to ensure that this bank, they continue their activities, the daily activities. That's from my own hand.
All right, all right. Those are very, noble contributions from my co-discussants there. Yes, the government needs to better protect, the banks, and we're also appealing to the banks to please come and open the banks back. We want to have access to the banks. I mean, I have a list of issues that I need to resolve. So, and I'm also aware that the Akaribo of Remoland has also tried to appeal to these banks to come and resume operations. So we can only hope that is done as soon as possible. And on that note, I also want to appeal to the youth to please, stop all these violent protests. We can protest, make our case known without necessarily vandalizing public properties, or any of such. And that's how we're going to call it a wrap on today's edition of Closer Look on Cock FM Radio. I remain Olufemi Peters. Till I come your way again. Stay blessed.
Cock FM Radio. It's all about you.